So with the new version, we have introduced creating custom streams. So we can go to raw data. And in here, when I choose custom streams, others, you can see I have different custom streams. So I have, for example, Zabbix stats. And here you can see I have IP address, hostname, response time, CPU load, memory usage, and package loss. And those could be anything you like. And you can have a minute retention, you can have any kind of values from other systems, no problem whatsoever. And when we go to dashboards, full dashboard list, I have created Zabbix statistics trends, which will be included in our online repository. And all of that is generated using the integration with Zabbix. So we have a correlation between our own IP addresses and the statistics from Zabbix. So that's quite nice. And we can also do the same with Drilldowns. Oh, and by the way, you can have host names here, as you see. So you can filter by the host name, which is directly gathered from Zabbix, or you can use IP address, which is correlated with our IP addresses on the system. We have ports details. And from here, I can, for example, choose, let's say, 38 IP address, right click, drill down, and I have created Zabbix inventory here. So when we go here, Zabbix inventory, choose to modify the filter, you can see I have different values, inventory values, not statistic values, inventory values from the Zabbix itself. So that's very, very nice. Okay, so let's continue with the example of inventory data from Zabbix. So when I go to Asset Discovery, and I can move around to one of my IP addresses from my lab, we can see here that we have IP addresses, subnets, profile names, tag names, description, and afterwards we have a dedicated fields for Zabbix inventory. So here you can see we have Zabbix names, group, types, ICMP, SNMP. We have URLs for ICMP and all other graphs, status, nodes, and even for network devices, we have software version that was directly downloaded from the SNMP. So lots of different data here that can be cross-referenced with our information from the inventory. And when we go to dashboards, ports, as an example, I can choose one of those ports, drill down, Zabbix inventory, and here you can see we have the mentioned inventory data, Zabbix status enabled, and we can directly go to Zabbix from here. So when I click ICMP URL and I agree to be redirected, you can see I have ICMP data from Zabbix directly. So I can switch between systems very, very easily. I can also use the fields that I mentioned, the inventory fields, here in filters. So I can click here, start typing Zabbix group client IP as an example. And you can see here I have groups that were saved from Zabbix. So I can, for example, choose Linux servers, apply. And now I see only the statistics, netflow statistics from this filter for Linux servers. So very, very deep integration. The integration for inventory data is stored in mapping, lookups, And from here, when I start typing Zabbix, I have a dedicated lookup that I created in integration Zabbix. And when we go here, edit, you can see all of that data that was saved from Zabbix into the Sycope. So very easy to integrate and modify if we need to. Okay, so we have redesigned context menu, so we can right click on any IP address. We have quick actions, which can be chosen by the user. We have the exclude, open filter, modal, Drilldowns, actions, when we can add NQL resolve, send externally, including block host IP address, IP reputations, with ability to check other websites for that particular IP address, show, and here we can include or exclude some of the data that is being presented. And we have tools, ping for now, but we will have more later. As for the contextual analysis, when we go here, we can do analysis for a particular item that we chosen. So we can do, like, for example, pie chart. We can add the dimension like client IP, metrics. So let it be maybe some, or bytes. And we can create an analysis like ad hoc for specific item asset that we have chosen, server IP in this instance. And we can save it as a widget. For quick action, we can edit the quick action, and we can add, for example, our custom NQL for like check defined apps. We can save it. And here in quick actions, you can see we have new action, like defined application names for this IP address. So in the latest version, we have an option to create pivot tables. So you can go on add widget, new widget, by pivot test, pivot table. You can choose a stream, like by IP aggregate, let's say, metric. And this can be anything you like. So let's say maybe bytes. And we will choose some of the bytes. And here is the changes. So you can define columns and rows at the same time. So you can define IP address as columns, let's say. And for rows, it can be, for example, maybe country name. And we can also add custom colors here. So when we go to advanced option, metric, custom, by range. Sorry, no, by metric. Oh. But any other colors you can also choose from. And yep, you can change the amount of time. Very nice. As for the new history view, we have a new icon here in the filter, history. When you click on it, you have here all of the historical filters. And you have site, stream, timestamp, time range, you can sort it, or you can use the search function. You can choose one of those filters that you used in the past. And we have here an option to quickly use it. So go to. And you can see now I have all of the filters presented to me. So very, very useful. And you can add a shortcut using this this history. So you won't lose anything. When you use the filter, you can then reuse it as many times as you like. We have added a new hiding feature for null values as well as empty values. So when you go here to any table, you can see here that all of the applications are null, are empty. We can go on settings, and here there are empty, hide empty columns option. Once enabled, you can see that all of the applications are now hidden, that are missing. And this also works on alerts. So we can go here in alerts. We can click on any alert. And you can see we have quite a lot of missing items. Those can be due to many factors, but you can go here and you can go choose hide empty rows. And now all of the data is quite a bit easier to read. So here, hide empty rows. And you can see here we also have hide empty columns. But they will be hidden only if all of the rows for this column are empty. We also have new drill downs options for security. So when we go, for example, to port details, and especially for IP addresses that are external from the internet, so right click, send externally, you have block by host by IP, but you have also IP reputations. And for example, we have Alien Vault. You can click on Alien Vault, agree to be redirected, and you can see the reputation of this IP address. And you can see it's whitelisted, so it's okay. We can also check other ones. Send externally, reputation, Alien Vault. Yeah, whitelisted. And we can also use others. So, and externally, reputation, for example, let it be ripe. Yes. And you have all the information from ripe database. So very nice feature, especially for external IP addresses. In alerts, we have introduced quite a lot of new features. So you can see here I have few new columns like status, classification, user, status user. So I can use a drop-down list from here and, for example, assign it to Mark West or John Doe, or I can set multiple of them, action, assign to user, and for example John Doe, safe. And you can see here that John Doe is safe. I can do the same with status. So we have acknowledged, assigned, in progress, new, pending, resolved. So for example, acknowledged because it is being acknowledged by John Doe. We have also status user, classification. So you have false positive, info, true positive, depending on what is happening. And we can also modify comments from here. I will take care of it. And we can show it in our new dashboards. So when we go here, dashboards, and those are the dashboards in alert management group. So we can go directly to alert management. And from here, it depends on how many alerts you have. Those can be populated or not, depending on your time retention, as well as how many alerts you actually use. And we can filter them by, for example, techniques like network service scanning, active scanning, data transfer, proxy, and so on, or tactics, discovery, and so on, or simply by the alert name, or client or server IP address. So lots of different options you can see here. We can go to other dashboards. And from here you can see that we actually have filters using the usernames. So we have pivot tables, and we can see which user is most active, how many alerts he agreed to investigate, and also by some other statistics like client IP, server's IP, and so on, severity. And from here we can also filter using techniques, tactics, name, IPs, and so on. A bit different approach to see how the alerts are being triggered, and along with the map, depending where are the locations of the IP addresses for active alerts. And we can, of course, filter them the same way. We also have Drilldowns here. So, for example, server IPs. There you go. From the alert stream. And this is our last dashboard. So, like I said, depending on how many information you have here, you can find less or more data visible here. We have also introduced a new way of managing lookups and finding specific things in lookups. So we can go here in settings, lookups, and you can see we have a new button. We have a deep search button. And when we go here, we can search by text or IP address. And IP address is the one that is very interesting, because if I switch to it and type for some simple IP address, you can see here that I am presented with both individual IP addresses as well as subnets in which that IP address includes in. So the Sycope is aware of how the subnets are being calculated, and he can find individual IP addresses or subnets. And you can actually see, so groups app, and here there is an application in that lookup. So we can go to edit value in lookup, and from here you see the same IP address and how it is being defined here for applications. So very, very nice. So you can actually switch between those lookups. So you can go here as well. There you go. So you only see the record that is interested for you in terms of search results. So very, very useful feature. And by text, it works as as intended, so you can have any kind of string text field here. And for the lookups themselves, we have now introduced ability to add row or add column. So this was something that was missing in the past. So we can choose add row, and we will have a new row here, or we can add column, and we will have a new column here. Very useful. Add row and add column, and then apply file.